Okay, Kartik, could you please share the range of your CTC? I mean, not exact CTC, but the range. That will be enough for everyone.
Yeah, so it ranges.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Ignition Show once again. As I said in the first part of the video with Kartik Virmani that we will come soon. And right now we are here and we are going to be talking about his super dream placement that is in PSU, Engineers India Limited. We'll talk about CTC also in this video because that is much required right now. So, firstly, Kartik, we have talked about Maruti Suzuki. Enough talking we had. And right now, I'm going to be talking about Engineers India Limited. So, when did this company come to VIT?
Well, this company came to a college during the last week of November when they asked us to fill in their forms. And in the
Okay.
form, we asked in detail about our academic percentage and our major projects and all our details about like our family details.
Oh wow. So directly there was a link, and yeah, I remember I also applied for that. So many things they asked. This was not at
Yeah.
all a common registration. This was a separate registration. Yeah. Anyways, so how? I mean, when did you know that you are shortlisted for the test, written test?
So during the month of February, we got a personal mail from Engineers India Limited. Around, I don't exactly remember the numbers, but they were around 12 to 15 students that were shortlisted for the interview round for MT construction. I applied it. There were two positions, MT construction and MT others, and for each category, they had shortlisted around 10 to 15 students.
Hmm. So there was a written test, right? I mean,
No, no, no.
what are the
There was
rounds?
no written test for this.
So what are the rounds for this
Well,
test?
based on my experience, we applied for, and then we directly got the mail stating that we had to come to their office in Delhi for the physical interview. There was no, so I believe they had shortlisted it basis of our CGPA. And from my observation, only the 9 pointers were shortlisted for this interview.
Oh wow. So,
And
Kartik, tell me what is the importance of being a nine pointer? You are a nine pointer. So, what are the advantages you have had experienced?
yeah. So, being a 9 pointer, I could say that it is quite easy. First, quite easy to get shortlisted for all the online tests because sometimes companies before online tests they also remove some students if the number of students is very much. So, 9 pointer being a 9 pointer can easily get you through the preliminary shortlisting and into the online test and it is a calculation that some companies also give weightage to online test plus your CGPA for
Oh,
before the interview. So it is not necessary for every company, and this is not even declared by the company. So actually, being a 9 pointer, this is the only benefit I see. And if a PSU comes to your college, they don't conduct like this year EIL came, so they didn't conduct an online test. Only CGPA was the basis of shortlisting the student. So I think in a way it is important.
wow. So, I'm not a nine pointer. So, I have experienced that they haven't shortlisted to me for the written test. So that made me a bit disappointed when I was not shortlisted. When I used to, I mean, when I know I wasn't shortlisted for the test. So that made me a bit disappointed. But anyways, this is not in my hand right now. So yeah. So actually, this is a great advantage of being a nine pointer. People say be a nine pointer, be a nine pointer. It will help
Mm.
you to get job. This is the major role of being a nine pointer in your scenario. So
Mm.
yeah. So
And and
you told yeah.
and also I'd
Kartik.
like to say that
Hmm.
yeah, I'd like to say that being a 9 pointer would only help you like go through the preliminary round, like the
Hmm.
online test or the first shortlisting. After that, when
Yeah.
you come to an interview, there is no 9 pointer. If you even have a low CGPA, if you give a good interview, you are into the company.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I told. Actually, being a nine pointer
Mm.
has an advantage when you are shortlisted for the written test. If you are a nine pointer, you will definitely be shortlisted in a written test.
Yeah,
In some
yeah.
specific companies, not all companies do that, but yeah, this is the major advantage of being a nine pointer. So okay. Anyways, you told Kartik that the your interview was held in Delhi. So actually, this is a physical
Yeah.
interview. So could you share your experience? What questions were asked? I mean,
Yeah.
what are the rounds for
So,
this, and what did you do? Yeah, tell me.
yeah. So interview was conducted in a single day. It was a two-stage personal interview. So we had to report at the EIL New Delhi office at 8:30 in the morning, and there were not only VIT students but students from different colleges. So at first they were in all total 12 students that had came for the selection process that day, and they distributed us into pair groups of six and six. And first, the first group of six was called for a group discussion.
Okay.
And now this was a physical group discussion. We were made to sit across a round table, and there were a
Mhm.
panel of around five to six judges that were observing our group discussion. And we were yeah, every one of us were given an opportunity to give an opening statement,
Okay.
and then we were asked to continue a group discussion, and then we came to a conclusion, just like a conventional group discussion, how it is. And marks are kept with the judges only. It is not revealed. It is kept with the interviews only. And then after the GD is over for both the groups, as I've told, there we are divided into group of six for the GD.
Mhm.
They call us one by one for the interview.
Mhm.
And during the interview, as I remember, during my interview, I had a panel of in-person interview, and you can expect questions, all sort of questions, like first of all, basic questions like the basic question: tell me about yourself,
Got it.
and why do you. So our technical interview started. I went into the room for the personal interview, as there were seven interviewers in the panel. And I entered into the room. I sat. They asked me to take the chair, and the interview started with, first of all, the basic question: tell me about yourself, and tell me about your college, what you did in a college, and details about the extracurricular activities.
Mhm.
And they also asked like if I had done some internships or any work experience I have. And after this, they also asked me like if you have any other placements that you've already got into company, and if you have, why do you want to join EAL. And these were some questions that's during the starting of my interview. And after
Mhm.
that, I had all the technical questions from you can ask the major from questions from fluid mechanics. They asked me about the types of turbines, and then there were questions from thermal engineering related
Mhm.
to efficiency of different cycles.
Okay.
And then there were question about welding related questions, welding defects, types of weldings from
Oh,
manufacturing engineering.
wow.
And also there were some questions from materials. They are, yeah, in that they were mainly focusing on questions related to like what are the different additives we need to give to steel for improving its property and like that. And that's all. So these were questions from different subjects. So I suggest the main subjects were, they were focusing on fluid mechanics, thermal, manufacturing, and materials. These four subjects I feel it is important.
Oh. Acha, Karthik, I have heard that many PSUs starts by asking your favorite subjects. So, did this happen to you?
Yeah, I was also like, before going to the interview, I watched many videos where people were suggesting that okay, PSUs usually ask what is your favorite subject, what is your strength. So yeah, here also it did mention, but here they didn't directly ask.
Hmm.
They asked us to fill an application form.
Hmm.
In that they asked us to enter our strong subjects or the subjects that we like. So
Oh.
in that I entered thermal engineering, thermal and power
Hmm.
engineering, and automotive engineering.
So, they asked questions from automotive engineering too?
No, they weren't very questions from automotive. They only wanted to know like why I joined mechanical with specialization in automotive. What was my ambitions when I took this, because not every student goes into automotive. And apart from that, they asked me like, okay, if you are an automotive student, why don't you join an automotive company? Why EIL? So this type of question is expected from students for specialization. So you could say that okay, that you are not very narrow-minded into one course. You
Ah,
are
exactly.
broadly, you want to join the company because it could give you experience in other fields as well. Like that, you can tell your answers.
Yeah. This shows your learning capabilities. This shows you are adaptable. This shows you are open to everything. So, Okay, Kartik, could you please share the range of your CTC? I mean, not exact CTC, but the range. That will be enough for everyone.
Yeah, so it ranges for MT others to construction. There were two openings, so it
Hmm.
ranges from around 16 to 17.8, 16.8 to 17.8.
Oh, wow, 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 very great.
Yeah.
So this is the second part of the video. We are going to end this, and again, in the third part, again with me, Karthik will be present, and he will be talking about his master's admission experience. He got admitted in few colleges and masters, but he didn't want to go there. He just applied there as a backup, and he wants to go in one particular college where we are going to talk about in the next part. So be with us, subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, then definitely it will help me to it will help me to motivate myself to contact anyone, contact everyone, and so it will give me courage to contact everyone. So please subscribe to this channel, and thank you, Kartik. We'll again meet soon, and we'll talk about your master's admission experience.
I will.
So thank you so much for sharing everything. Thank you for coming to this
Thank you,
show.
bro.
In the third part again we'll meet. So probably we'll talk about that in details. So okay, till then, take care. Bye bye.
Yeah, sure.